Hello all, and welcome to LawWon Gaming. I need a bit of a break from doing Stellaris combat theory right now, so I wanted to try something a little different in a segment I call Stellaris Flavor Packs. Essentially, I just wanted to share with you guys some of the custom empires that I've made, and that I've tried to min-max into certain playstyles. I did this because a lot of the randomly generated empires in the game feel like cardboard cutouts or just kind of interchangeable to me. So, I put on my creative writing hat, chalked out some basic designs, and added some backstories to build civilizations that I feel have character. The idea here is that you can all recreate or modify them into your own game and maybe add a little flavor to your galaxies, or give you ideas for the next civ you can play. Lastly, this is completely experimental, so let me know if this is something you all might want to see again in the future. Maybe not as much, maybe more often, or maybe this isn't worth doing at all. Trust me, I won't be offended one way or another. Anyway, let's get started and roll the intro. Hello all, LawWon Gaming here to remind you of my 30 days of giveaway. That's right, for 30 days I'm giving out Steam gift cards. To qualify for a chance to get one, all you gotta do is like, comment, and subscribe. For more details, check out my announcement video in the description below. And without further ado, on with the show. Alright, first up we got the Athenian League. These little dudes were just so darn cute that there were only two realistic options. A, make them delightful little scamps, or B, make them a devouring swarm. I went with A, mostly because I've already got a few swarm civs, and mostly because I wanted some guys that could be good at the diplomacy game. The idea here is that these guys spread out wide and far, and then charm the pants off of any other civs that they come across, convincing their pops to move to the Athenian planets and do all of the real work, like mining, farming, and researching, while the Athenians cheer them on. As such, they've got extreme adaptiveness to let them colonize far and wide, are charismatic and xenophiles to help them get trade, migration, and defensive treaties with anyone they meet. And on top of this, since they're not really going to be doing any of the real work, I didn't really bother with any of the resource gain buffs and made them weak. I mean, heck, these guys aren't even going to be doing the fighting, let's be honest. But they will be conquering, with diplomacy, and luring in other populations with promises of candy and cuddles. And if they're lucky, it just might work. Next up, we got the Tellurian Mandate, one of the first civilizations I ever made. These guys are the epitome of religious unity to the point where their entire race is built around it. Their world was united when the Great Prophet managed to harmonize the world's beliefs into a singular, undeniable truth. After this unification, they turned towards the stars, seeking to spread this truth. As such, they're peaceful evangelists who rely heavily on faith for guidance. However, they need leadership, and if they were ever to be ripped away from their holy church, their beliefs would devolve into any sort of heresy. This is why I made them deviants. So yeah, these guys focus on stability and higher happiness to boost their productions, and like the Athenians, these guys will benefit from the diplomacy game and should be able to expand their borders safely, securely, and with harmony, I guess. Coming in at number 3 is the strongest race I've managed to make, the Ayran Alliance. These guys are basically Space Kitty Spartans with a starting total of plus 80% army damage. They're bred for warfare. Their story is this. Disciplined from the time they were cubs, each Leona spends their lifetime engaged in ritualistic battle. They live to prove themselves worthy of a glorious death in mortal combat. Even those engaged in common trade seek to prove their strength, often engaging in sparring matches or even through competitions at work to see who is best. And for that, many find their civilization hideously barbaric, tied down to an unimaginable, meaningless cesspool of competition. So their goal as a civilization is simple. Conquer. They want to prove to all sentient life for all time that they are the strongest and that no one can challenge their might. Next up is basically the exact opposite with the Hugger Union. Like the Athenians, these guys are as friendly as can be, but unlike the Athenians who want to spread out as far and wide as they can and trick everyone into working for them, these guys just want to hug everything. In fact, They're so good at hugging that they raised another species on their planet into sentience just through the art of hugs alone. Otherwise, these guys are dumb. Happy, but dumb. And sadly, they live short lives, which is only long enough for you to fall in love and have them break your heart when they pass away. Their goal as a civilization is simple. Hug everything, whether it wants to be hugged back or not. Last but not least, we've got my second oldest, but also most frequently modified civilization, the Luxerion Hive. I made these guys on release with the idea that they would devour the galaxy, way back before that was even an option, and way back before hive minds were even a thing. But now, fortunately, they can exist as they were meant to. These guys are basically space ants, seeking to consume, build, consume, create, and also consume. And just like ants, they're industrious, they can lift many times their own body weight, and are quick workers. However, just like ants, they ruin picnics, and they don't exactly live very long. They know nothing of fear, or mercy, or anything like that. All they know is that the hive must grow, and that they'll sacrifice themselves in pursuit of that goal without hesitation. And that'll do it for today. Obviously, this isn't my most scientific work, but I wanted to try something new, and hopefully you got something out of this. Maybe a chuckle, maybe an idea, whatever. At any rate, I'll be back with more combat theory later on. But for now, I'll say so long, and see you next time, Space Cowboys. Enjoy the video? Well, hey, you should consider subscribing, or maybe checking out some of these other videos. Or, hey, why don't you leave a like? It'll help the channel grow. Or you can leave me a comment, maybe give me an idea for another video. Anyway, I'll see you next time.